Hey guys, we got a lot to cover. We're going to be covering a lot in stimulus and unemployment because there's a lot to cover. Checks are going out for $3,000. A cash boost. Thousands of families start receiving $3,000 in stimulus checks. Can you get these? Are you eligible? Also, act quickly. Americans will receive and can claim $1,400 in stimulus checks. Are you eligible for that? But you've got to act quickly before the end of the year. And extra cash for millions of people. Surprisingly, stimulus checks that are worth $125 will be sent out. I know you're like $125. Come on, Andrew. Also, Biden Omicron measure, too little, too late for fast-moving virus, says experts. Joe Biden hails the supply chain win, but the problem still persists. We still see inflation, we still see problems, but yet we're claiming a victory. And labor shortage threatens to become an economic business biggest bottleneck. How people not employed, how much of an effect this is going to have, because we're going to feel this in our pricing. Also, if you've been told you got to pay back unemployment benefits, we're going to cover what you can do. Lots of people, tragically, are being forced to pay back, even gone after to collect this money. You definitely want to check your portal to make sure they haven't declassified what they paid you and said, oh, yeah, that was a mistake. This is happening a lot and all over the place. People are being told that they've been overpaid benefits and they've spent this money, some as much as $50,000. The thing is, in most cases, this was not the fault of the person or anybody else. It was a government who gave them the money, and because of the law changes or glitches in the system, whatever the case may be, these people were asked to pay back money. A lot of these people are going to be in a situation where they've spent the money already, they paid their rent, they paid their bills, they paid their utility bills, they bought food, and now all of a sudden, with no money in savings, they're asked to put this back, and also they're going after punitive as well. So thankfully, there are things you can do about it. There are waivers that you can get your hands on basically to save you from this disaster. I would say get out in front of it so it doesn't roll you over and you end up pedaling backwards to try and figure it out. So if you've been asked to pay back a ridiculous amount of money, I've got some good news for you. Some people are having to pay back that as much as $50,000 because they don't know about the waiver program. So I'm going to cover that because it's important. I know not everybody, but we got stimulus, we got unemployment here. And if you learn this stuff, maybe you could tell somebody because you know somebody who's dealing with this. They may not be telling you. Find out how to get your hands on these waivers and tell a friend what this week's unemployment claims report looks like. How is it? It is Thursday. Got to cover that. And is unemployment compensation going to be tax-free completely? We're going to cover that because that's been on people's minds at all as well. Am I going to be able to keep money or even get money back, which is happening too, to the tune of $10,000? Yep. I'm Andrew Cartwright, and thankfully it is Thirsty Thursdays, or tequila? No, that's Tuesdays. This is your stimulus, unemployment, jobs, and financial news update for Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. As you know, or maybe you don't know if you're new, my goal on this channel is to give you access to government and also private money for yourself, your loved ones, and of course your business if you have one. I have a lending platform, Capital Velocity, down below. We have 12 different programs, loans up to $5 million, 75 different banking partners. It's all digital, so it takes like 15 minutes to get through the process. It's pretty simple, easy, yes, no, simple stuff. So make sure you check it out if you're interested in a loan. Also, I've got a real estate program that is off the hook, $99 for a $10,000 course. You're not going to find this anywhere for less than $10,000, this information. I've spent $45 million learning what not to do so that you can just pay 99 bucks and get it and understand it. It is a limited time offer. This is really worth $10,000, 36 videos, resource list, how to buy, when to buy, market cycles, all that stuff for 99 bucks. Even how to not even use your own credit when you're getting a loan. This will save you money even if you're just buying a house. It's incredible. Plus, at the end of it, you get a certificate that you've passed my master's course, so make sure you check it out. Also, this channel is dedicated to personal finance, real estate, stock market, crypto, other investments to generate you money or get money. On my other channel, the financial channel, which you can check out, is how to make money. I've got an incredible sit-down interview with someone that lost it all, and I cover that, and I cover when I lost it all, which was several times. So if you want to see that, make sure you check it out on the second channel. I'll leave a link at the end of this video, so check that out. Also, grab your Webull stock down below, and thank you to my Patreons who support the channel for as little as $3 a month. You guys rock. But first, let's get into this. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is working for several advocate groups along with the Unemployment Insurance Agency to offer up more relaxed policies towards people who are overpaid unemployment, who are not. It wasn't and isn't their fault. It's not like they didn't disclose something or they lied. It's just basically it was a mistake. The group asked the governor in Tuesday's letter to broaden a waiver. She already granted to save people the frustration and costly process of appealing the agency's decision. Some of these people are facing repayment of up to $50,000. That's a lot of money, especially if you spent the money, you don't have any savings, and you don't have a job. Typically, a lot of these people don't have jobs, folks, really. And now we're asking, and we've got the state going after them. According to the letter from Michigan United, the Michigan League of Public Policy, and others, quote, despite assurances of waivers from the governor, the agency has only granted waivers for a small subset of those that are considered as a result of the agency error, end quote. This is true. I covered it yesterday. I've covered it. This is a disaster. Many of the waivers that are being put through are not being approved. Part of this is it's federal money. So if the state says, well, we can't get the federal money because of a federal technicality, then we need to get it back from people. And that's where the problem really lies, is you have layers of unemployment here. Thousands of Michigan residents, as well as residents around the country, received these repayment demands from the state or federal jobless aid. The agency said that they were overpaid during the pandemic. A lot of them changed, like literally in December or November, changed some of the technicalities for the federal money, and literally states didn't change with that, and now they're coming back to try and recollect this money. The overpayments occurred as the agency was working to offer all new benefits in the midst of that backlog of thousands of claims, persistent attempts at fraud, and public pressure to deliver benefits more quickly. So you got fraudsters trying to steal stuff. I covered as much as $4 billion yesterday, fraudulent money that went out the door. It was unbelievable. $400 billion, folks. Well, a recent audit found the preliminary numbers indicate that at least $3.9 billion in ineligible payments were made to about 340,000 pandemic unemployment assistance recipients. Those are your self-employed people, 1099, that PUA that was on the fence about what to do, which I covered in the EDD in California, how if you got to show them a business license or a business plan or some sort of, you had a business or that you were thinking about putting a business together, and make sure that you follow the letter of it so that you don't get hit with having to pay that money back in California through the EDD, which has been a huge problem as well. California has been a big mess with 40 million people. That's quite a few people to take care of. Well, the agency has paid a total of $39 billion in unemployment aid, 3.5 million Michigan residents since March of 2020. So basically 3.5 million people got paid $39 billion. Regardless, that is great news for the people of Michigan that got this money. These unemployment overpayment waivers are offered nationwide, though. So if you're faced with the same issue, please look into the state unemployment insurance system. Visit the website or make a phone call to your local unemployment department and ask for a waiver. Say, I need a waiver. Please get me a waiver. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the weekly unemployment claims report. For the week ending December 18th, we got 205,000 unemployment claims, which was right on the money as it was predicted to be 205,000. Literally on the money, 205,000 unemployment claims. We never like to talk about people filing new claims because it's not a good picture, right? That somebody's got to go to a computer and file a new claim. But this is the reality that we're facing. And yes, I'm going to cover the $125. That I know that's really important, that we got to cover the extra $125 that you're going to getting. The week prior on December 11th saw up to 1.8 million, a bit higher than the projected 8.835, so a little bit higher, million claims. Rubella Faraki, I always like mess up names, chief economist of the High Frequency Economics said, quote, the claims data indicates strong demand for workers and a reluctance for business to lay off workers because they may never see them again. It's like, please don't go. However, disruptions around Omicron and the Delta could be a headwind in businesses have to close for health-related reasons, end quote. This week's new jobless claims report coincidence. There's a coincidence that the survey week for December with the monthly jobs report and the Labor Department, coincidentally, both of them offered an early indication of relative strength expected to print due to be released in January. They're saying it's going to be even better. 205,000 initial unemployment claims were expected to come in below even the pre-pandemic levels. Yet again, supposedly, somehow, and I know you're scratching your head, things are supposedly better with jobless claims having an average of around 220,000 per week through 2019 before the pandemic. So you're scratching your head like, wait a minute, I know lots of people out of work. I know, none of this makes sense. Earlier this month, first-time unemployment filings fell sharply to 188,000, the lowest level since 1969. And we covered it, literally, 52 years. Yep, based on that record, 4 weeks moving average for new claims was nearly at its lowest point in, 52 years, ticking up by 2,750 week over week to reach 206,250. We couldn't break another record. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think about all this stuff, these unemployment claims? And also, let's cover this. Stimulus checks as part of Seattle's relief fund. They're sending out $3,000 checks to families, 9,400 of them in Seattle, according to a statement from the mayor's office on Tuesday. They're sending out this money. They've sent it out. You have to be over 18 years old. 50% of the Seattle area median income who is less than $40,500 or an individual for an individual, and $57,800 for a family. So if you got that money, congratulations. If you filled out that application, make sure you go back and check that they completed and got you your money, because you should be getting that or should have gotten it. Also, $1,400 for plus up payments. You got to file your taxes to get the plus up payment. If they don't know your income difference or that you qualify for that plus up payment because you haven't filed your taxes, you're not going to get that money until you do it. So make sure you file those taxes. And the $125. Indiana residents will receive the cash boost thanks to the state's approximately $4 billion in reserves, 23% of the general fund. So they get an extra boost. Of course, if you're in Alaska, you get money there as well. And finally, do you owe taxes on your unemployment insurance? Normally, income from UI is treated as if its income were paid through a paycheck, which is weird, right? We've covered this. Like, why would you give people money for being unemployed and then take money back in taxes? Meaning they're subject to federal taxes and state taxes. Unemployment income is also typically considered taxable income and is reported on your tax return as such. From there, it depends on your particular state what tax treatment comes along with it. Pandemic era relief laws have changed this temporarily as of March 11th, 2021. The first 10,200 in unemployment benefits collected in the tax year 2020 were not subject to federal taxes. In order to qualify for the exclusion, you need a modification adjusted gross income of less than $150,000. The limit included benefits plus any other source of income. That exclusion was claimed when filers of 2020 taxes during the 2021 year. With the collection, any unemployment benefits in 2021 that were meant for 2020 meant any late accrual payments, you would need to include this in your 2021 tax return during the 2022 filing season. So if you got it late, you got to claim it on the next year. Unfortunately, the unemployment income federal tax exemption does not include unemployment income for 2021. Can you believe that? They late paid you, and now you're going to be taxed on it. This means the only way that you can still take advantage of the benefit is if you were paid any 2020 unemployment money late, and the payment came to you in 2021 instead of 2022. That means you have to claim it on your 2021 tax return this next year. And label it as unemployment income from 2020. Tell your tax person they should have an idea about how to do that. In order to do this, you should receive a Form 1099-G from your state or entity paying your unemployment benefits early next year. Full amounts will appear in box 1 of the form so that you can see that. When you're ready to file your taxes in 2021, you will write the amount stated in the box 1 of your Form 1099-G on line 7 of the Schedule 1. You will need to file Schedule 1 with your tax return. Chances are some of you that got unemployment benefits are tax-free. So check it out. I'm not an accountant. I'm not giving you tax advice, but definitely check that out because that's important distinction to make sure that you label it right so that you don't get charged for it. Take care. I'm Andrew Cartwright. Love you. So does that give us like a cultural abandonment issue?
Oh, for
like
sure.
if you had 9 million dads come in and then you had 9 million dads leave.
I have daddy issues.
Wouldn't you have daddy issues?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you do. I was buying a racetrack for $28 million in
Wait,
Utah.
was that Larry H. Miller?
Yeah.
That literally is 5 minutes from my house.
I've done everything right and failed.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
I've done everything right and failed.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's just
It really is.
So
I do need your autograph. Here, will you sign one of these for me?
We'll get to that.
That's probably what got you back up on your feet. Got you back up on your feet. Got you back up on.
Hey guys, we got a lot to cover. We're going to be covering a lot in stimulus and unemployment because there's a lot to cover. Checks are going out for $3,000. A cash boost. Thousands of families start receiving $3,000 in stimulus checks. Can you get these? Are you eligible? Also, act quickly. Americans will receive and can claim $1,400 in stimulus checks. Are you eligible for that? But you've got to act quickly before the end of the year. And extra cash for millions of people. Surprisingly, stimulus checks that are worth $125 will be sent out. I know you're like $125. Come on, Andrew. Also, Biden Omicron measure, too little, too late for fast-moving virus, says experts. Joe Biden hails the supply chain win, but the problem still persists. We still see inflation, we still see problems, but yet we're claiming a victory. And labor shortage threatens to become an economic business biggest bottleneck. How people not employed, how much of an effect this is going to have